Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Veigar ability combos that you can use to win lane, win team fights, and win the game. First off is the most obvious Veigar ability combo, E, W, Q. Ideally, you place the edge of Event Horizon on the enemy champion, and while they're stunned, you drop your W and your Q. This does a ton of damage because W has a 1 point AP scale and Q has a 0.6, and they also have very high base damages. The problem, however, is that you can't force the edge of your Event Horizon to connect. Event Horizon takes half a second to land, meaning the enemy champion has more than enough time to either walk into or out of the horizon. Because of this, we have to get creative with our combo to figure out how we're going to force the dark matter to land. Now, the first way we might do this is, if the enemy is against a wall, we can position most of the Event Horizon into the wall so that there is only a little bit of area that they can walk around in, and we can drop our dark matter in that. Alternatively, we can use the minion wave like a wall, and if the enemy champion is within like their caster or melee line minions, we can drop the Event Horizon right behind them or right in front of them to pin the enemy champion in between the minion wave and the edge of the wall, and from there it's really easy to hit the dark matter because they're trapped on two sides. Another way I like to hit this combo is by building a GLP. If I make it so that the bolts of the GLP hit right as I'm starting to cast Dark Matter, or right after I start to cast Dark Matter, it makes Dark Matter extremely hard to dodge. Another way of improving our success rate is by noticing that Dark Matter is bigger than you might think, and if we position it so that there is only a little bit of area between the Dark Matter and the edge of the horizon, no champion can fit there, and so we're covering the most options, we're covering the most space where an enemy champion can be. One more way that's really strong for helping hit your dark matter is waiting for the enemy champion to take aggressive options. As soon as you drop Event Horizon, they're going to try and wiggle back and forth for a little while because they're expecting a dark matter, but as soon as they see that it's not coming immediately, they'll probably turn around and start and whack you. So characters like Ryze, as soon as they lock themselves down in that, and as soon as they're thinking more about blowing you up rather than not being blown up, it's the perfect time to drop dark matter. Most enemy champions have to stand still to cast their spells, and in that time is the most convenient time to drop dark matter. Obviously, once you get your R, you can just tack it on at the end, and it will do incredible amounts of damage because it does more damage based on how much health the enemy champion is missing. This is why you want to make sure it's the last thing to connect. Also, one more thing is that you want to be super careful using this combo because Event Horizon is your main defensive tool. A lot of characters can just get out of Event Horizon. Characters like Kassadin with Thrift Walk, characters like Ezreal with Arcane Shift, these are huge considerations. Also, characters like Fizz can just Playful Trickster out of it. Kayle can use Divine Intervention to just take 0 damage. Tryndamere is a problem too. Olaf can get through it. And characters like Malphite who can R through it, even though they'll get through it and hit you, they'll be stunned at the end of it. Also, one more thing to consider is if a character uses a dash, they get locked up on the Event Horizon, so if you see an enemy starting a dash that you know they're not going to cancel, things like Tristana or Rocket Jump, you can already start placing the dark matter where they're going to land. Now, aside from this combo, Veigar has a lot of other kind of niche combos, things that maybe not as many people know about. The first one that I love to do is Q into Flash. So there are a set of characters in League who have abilities where if you flash during their cast time, will be cast from where they flash to instead of where they were before. So characters like Ahri with Charm, Amumu's Bandage Toss, and Veigar's Q are examples of this. Also Brand Q is kind of a neat case. And so if I know that the enemy champion is going to react if I just walk up and Q them, what I might do is I'll start casting my Q from far away so they're not as concerned, and then I'll flash during that Q animation to take them by surprise and follow up from there. Usually I'll throw a Q flash into R, but in reality this could be used to finish off characters with really low health anyway. Talking more about Q flash into R, if you build a Proto Belt, you can slip the Proto Belt in between the Q flash and R, and you'll automatically proc Electrocute, which is an insane damage combo. You can use Q flash Ignite R, or Q flash Proto Belt Ignite R, to kill most characters from 100% to 0. Another thing that's kind of obvious, but that we should always keep in mind, is that Veigar's auto attacks do damage. And if you ever catch the enemy in an Event Horizon, and you're doing your full combo and you have extra time, slip in auto attacks in between your spells. Use your spells as auto attack resets. This is a great way of getting extra points of damage where the enemy doesn't expect them.